What is up YouTube, Joe here from Zephyrwargames. I'm bringing to you guys the deck profile of Gallantmon that I took to the last minute qualifiers over in Germany just this past weekend. I'm going to go through the deck as a whole and just go over some of the changes that I would probably make, what cards did well in certain matchups, what came up, just as a brief overview on why and what I took and why I took in that kind of regard. So with all that said and done, before I get into the profile, if you enjoy, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because if you enjoy a person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. All of the support is greatly appreciated, and thank you guys so much for doing so. So let's get into this deck profile. To start off with the eggs, we went with the 4 copies of BT12 Digimon. The DP buff deletion came up a few times. I could see argument though, and probably see myself changing it to the EX2 Digimon for the additional draw. Just being able to suicide swing with a Growl X stack, just to get that free card advantage and potentially spawn of a Gallantmon, where you can just start your stack again if you have enough resources and memory to do so. But the deletion came up. For Gallantmons, we went with 4 of the BT21 Gallantmon for the draw power and gain memory. When your stack dies, 4 of the Gallantmon X for the gain memory and the additional searching. 1 of the starter deck Gallantmon for the potential warp and draw power, and 1 of the rush Gallantmon. We only went with 10 Gallantmons, 10 rookies. Sometimes it kind of bricked, sometimes I just didn't see a rookie at the beginning, but the bricks kind of like died down a little bit as the event went on. So it's hard to say if I would bump this up. If I did, I'd probably just bump up. I'd probably take out this Gallantmon and just play 2 EX2 Gallantmons for additional searching for on play. As you just need to see pieces. This is one of those decks, it's a stack deck, you need to see your combo pieces. And if you don't see your stack, the cards to go into your stack, you're kind of struggling there. Overall, these rookies went well. Started at Gallantmon probably didn't do as much overall, but again, that's just, not every card can be great all the time. We went for Gallantmons, 2 started at Gallantmons, 2 BT17 Gallantmons, 3 Gallantmon X, and a tech choice that I added in before the event, the day before, is 1 copy of Black Gallantmon from EX4. The card I took out for the Black Gallantmon was just a Growl X, as you won't be able to do Growl X on top of Black Gallantmon. The idea for the Black Gallantmon is that I can just, if I need to replenish my stack cards, if my stack just gets deleted, I can go into the Black Gallantmon, mill, both places mill, grab a piece back from the trash, and then just climb up the stack again, because traditionally in your stacks, you don't really care what your level 4 is. Your more important pieces are your 5s and 6s. So your 4 can be interchangeable, so the Black Gallantmon being the stack isn't really much of a hindrance. This did come up in one game where I actually did mill out my opponent. It was a Master matchup. It was a very grindy game too. And I could just see that he had 1 piece left in his deck. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Scramble, put this guy to the top, play a Gallantmon, do whatever, go into this, mill 2, pass. It's just like, I told him I hate doing that. Sorry, but I saw the win condition there and I just went for it. So he has multiple uses, but more importantly is to recur pieces. I did like having him in the deck, so I probably won't change him out. For ultimates, there's 2 copies of the BT12 War Gallantmon, 2 copies of BT17 War Gallantmon, and 3 War Gallantmon X. I'd probably change up this War Gallantmon for this War Gallantmon again, just going for a 3-1-3. Sometimes the inherent didn't come up at all, but I could see the arguments for the inherent to come up. We are currently in a format where if there's anybody left on the board, they're kind of small. So if you just remove something, you're just getting the unsuspend to go for that OTK. And so I can see arguments to having him in there. He was good for just removing things for his when digivolving most of the time, which is quite nice. But yeah, I can see myself doing the swap. For the Megas, we're playing 3 copies of EX8 Gallantmon X. Obviously, he's your boss monster. 2 copies of BT17 Gallantmon. This is highly important right now because with Hoodie being in the format, there's a lot of strong security ones. So being able to go into this with 0 memory means that you can do your first 2 checks with this and then knowing that your stack is pretty much untouchable. 1 copy of the BT23 Gallantmon. This card was fantastic in my Otismon matchups. Literally, I'd go into this and I would be like, yep, cool, you're not playing for the entire turn. My board is pretty much safe. My security is safe. Go ahead and try and play. And then we have our 2 Rush Gallantmons for game. This guy barely ever showed up. This guy's showing up a lot and I was misplaying him like amazingly. Putting him on stacks that had a War Ground buff and he would literally just commit suicide. Very annoying. Most of my losses, I feel like, were to just me unfortunately misplaying, which really does suck emotionally, but it is what it is. It kind of just, I just had to look at it as like the deck wasn't playing badly, I was just playing badly, which just does happen. For our zones, we went for 1 Crimson Mode Ace and 1 Omni X. Overall, I'd probably swap the Crimson Mode out. He literally came up as an Ace target once, and that was literally a misplay, which was annoying. Most of the times I was just hard slamming him just because there was a bricky moment. I just had to get rid of something, and then he'd literally just leave on the next turn. So he rarely did anything, unfortunately. So I'd probably just swap it back for Omni X just to have an additional more chances for the OTK to happen. For Tamers, it was just 3 Cool Boys. No Takatos, unfortunately, but we just went for pure consistency and memory game, and the Cool Boy was great. I can't say no to Cool Boy. He just does what he does. And then for options, we went for 4 trainings, super strong for the consistency, 2 memory boosts, more consistency and 3 memory, 2 scrambles. Unfortunately, I just kept misplaying with the scrambles. There's a good few moments where I just completely forgot to pop the scramble first, and it cost me a game, which was very unfortunate. But again, the deck was doing great. I was just doing badly. It's just unfortunate. The nerves just kept getting to me, I guess. For the X antibody options, we went for 1 of each. I started off with 2 protoforms, and in testing, I was just like, I really miss having this for the OTK play, for the more consistent OTK play. And so I just went for 1-1. It did perfectly fine, actually. I quite liked having the 1-1. There's moments where you need to protoform to either keep your stack resources coming back to you and to climb up while keeping turn. And there was moments where you just need to go, cool, a promo Gallant stayed around, or just a Gallantmon stayed around with no sources. Cool, I'll just load it with the X antibody swing and get the Gallant X play. And lastly, these 2 Crimson Blades. This card was fantastic. Whenever in any matchup that is strong against it came out so well. Yeah, Crimson Blades is so strong right now in this format. If you're playing red, you need to find a way to, I think, fit these cards in. It's just so strong. Just going through, I guess, the matchups quickly. I faced off 2 Malamitis Mons during the day. Beat both of those. I faced a Hoodie in the first round. Unfortunately, lost in that due to a misplay. I should have just left his Paledramon alive, not acing it. It was perfectly. I wasn't going to be losing that turn anyway, so I don't know why I aced over. I think it's just like, cool, if I ace and get rid of it, he can't partition because he's under Crimson Plays, and I just completely nuke his board. But he capitalized me having the ace in the end, which is annoying. Then I lost to a Lucimon due to time in the last round, which was very frustrating. I literally had him and I literally just do my combo, and the combo took a little bit too long and I just lost in time. I faced 2 Royal Knights, beat one of them, lost one of them. One of those was because of the scramble. I just misplayed and didn't trigger it. And I lost to a... what was it? I lost to a Mastermon. Good game, good match, but unfortunately I just lost in the end there. Deck was great. The deck felt good. I don't kind of regret picking Gallantmon. I just regret just not playing better. So I hope this is a good template for you guys on what you can play, what you can tech in. I'm going to be tinkering with it around a bit more because I do miss playing my boy Gallantmon. So I will be tinkering around with it a bit more. But I'm going to be taking a little bit break in terms of like competitive. So you might see a bit more casuals. Kind of like styled lists here on the channel. Just because I think the competitive format right now isn't great until we get a new ban list. Hoodie is just not a fun deck to be facing off against. And sometimes Jesmon as well is just, not a fun thing to be facing off against. So you might be seeing Gallantmon coming back, who knows? And again, more Gallantmon, probably more content and other stuff as well. So guys, if you enjoy it, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.